Just last week, a judge got a progress report in the civil case of 3 paraprofessionals accused of abusing a disabled boy.
That's right. Justin Ferris says his son was hurt by adults who were trusted to take care of him at a North Shore school. The family is sharing their experience, calling it a larger issue within the system.
One person.
Justin Ferris says he felt helpless.
The one person that relies on me, I couldn't be there for him. And I trusted people that didn't do it. I didn't even know what happened. That's what it felt like.
His oldest son, 13-year-old Xander Ferris, is blind and has autism. In a lawsuit the family filed against the St. Tammany Parish School Board, Justin claims Xander was abused by 3 paraprofessionals at Gail Sloan Middle School in Mandeville. The family says this video shows what happened January 30th, 2023, when Xander was 11 years old. The video is part of the public court record in their lawsuit. Take a look here. The family alleges that the video shows Xander being forced onto a chair at the cafeteria, and then his head is pushed down onto the table.
And again, my son is blind and autistic and epileptic. He shouldn't be left by himself ever. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know his environment.
In this part of the clip, they say you see Xander being pushed out of the classroom into the hallway where he stands all alone for a long time. The civil lawsuit details the video footage. It alleges that when Xander accidentally bumps into a paraprofessional with his walking cane, she takes it from him and hits his leg with it. And then they say you see him being pushed further down against his will during a tussle through this long stretch of hallway.
Doing something to his hands. He's doing something really bad that's hurting him. He's pulling back and he's pulling back and he's pulling back, and they drug him, I want to say 20 or 30 feet down the hallway at this point. When he goes forward, she has the walkie-talkie and hits him upside the right side of his face with it.
Paraprofessionals Tiffany Bourgeois, Angela Rayer, and Leslie Cookmeyer have all been charged with simple battery on the infirmed. They all entered not guilty pleas. Their lawyers declined to comment on this story, but in April, during their arraignment, Roy Burns, who represents Bourgeois and Cookmeyer, maintained their innocence.
These people are with these children who are very aggressive at times, who are big, who do not know what they're doing, and they have to put their hands on them. That's the nature of what they do.
St. Tammany School District declined to comment on this story, saying they cannot talk about pending litigation. But the family's attorney, Chris Edmonds, says he previously filed another lawsuit against St. Tammany schools, also alleging abuse or mistreatment of students with special needs.
You cannot physically abuse or assault these children.
In April of 2023, he represented another couple in a lawsuit against the St. Tammany Parish School Board, claiming systemic discrimination and abuse against young children with autism, including physical abuse, verbal abuse, and unlawful segregation. The parties settled the action for an undisclosed amount.
It's definitely a bigger issue, and it's unfortunately not limited to St. Tammany. It's an issue statewide.
Edmonds feels this is a bigger problem across the board. A recent report by the state's legislative auditor found the Louisiana Department of Education is not monitoring special education programs closely enough, stating there's not enough desk or on-site reviews.
One of the biggest problems, Sulla, is that schools do not communicate with parents. In many cases, it's the cover-up that's worse than the crime.
You love mommy or daddy more? Oh, good answer.
Today, Xander is making good progress, showing signs of comfort in the arms of loved ones. The family is fighting for justice while patching up emotional scars. As a former Marine and police officer, this loving father says he still can't get over the fact that he couldn't protect his own son.
You know, I've been to Iraq, I've been in the police department, but when one person, my son was violated, there needs to be retribution or legal justice.
So according to the civil complaint, Tiffany Bourgeois, Leslie Cookmeyer, and Angela Rayer resigned. They are no longer with the school district. The DA's office says the criminal trial is scheduled for September 16th. We'll keep you posted on any updates or changes.